Now behind me is the F6E, and this is the rarest FPV model they ever made. This one is not stock. It's pushing about 755 rear wheel horsepower and about 1,000 Newton meters of torque on 25 pounds of boost. This is gonna be nuts. Now, just before we get into this review, I wanna just shamelessly plug some of my new merch because I have gone and teamed up with Society Apparel to bring you guys some really cool t-shirt designs and hoodies, which I think you guys will really like. So let me know what you guys think of the designs, if you want any new ones put onto the website. The link is in the description now. These are for sale. Right now, you guys can jump on and grab one. It really does help the channel tremendously. So grab some merch and let's get into this F6. Now, driving this F6E, this car is insane. The owner, Damiens, who runs Final Form, go and check out his YouTube channel. We just did my initial reaction to him giving it the beans in this thing, and man, it is one crazy car. Yeah, it's probably the fastest vehicle I've sat in while it's on boost. This thing is ridiculous. Now, the F6E was actually the most rare FPV model they ever made. And they only made about 94 of these things for the entire world. And this is build number 11. So this is a really special car. Now, what was different from the F6E to a standard F6? Again, like the name implies, it's basically a G6E F6. And you've got the G6E leather seats in here. They also have the F6E embossed in the headrest. You did get the bigger 6-pot Brembos up front and the 4-pot in the rear as standard. You were only able to get this as a ZF. And it's a pretty fitting gearbox, especially with the power running in this one. It gets the power down really well. Another thing that is unique to the F6E is this faux kind of wood grain throughout the interior here, which it does actually look pretty nice. I do like that. I haven't seen that on any other car because it was only on the F6E. And on the exterior, the front was color matched, and some of the highlights were done in this chrome. So, it does have a very nice look, this car. And that's babying it because this thing is so insane. That was like just barely, I didn't even see where the RPMs were, but that felt like I was hovering around 4 grand, and this thing revs out over 6,000 RPM. This thing is insane. The power in this car, wow, it's unlike any other Falcon I've been in. Like, I've previously been in a 1,000 horsepower Ute set up with a 2-speed, and that was ridiculous. But just the way this can get the power down, it does just feel so much more rapid, so much more insane. It's bloody ridiculous. Man, the noises of this car, the look of this car, just credit to the owner. You know, like Damien has done an amazing job on this car. The owner has done some, you know, unique mods in here that I do really like. You know, you've got the carbon fiber wheel here. You've got the 3 gauges up front. You know, you've got your trans, oil pressure, your boost gauge, and the carbon fiber bits. It really does give it a nice feel in here. I like it. You know, the wheel feels really nice in the hand. This car is very well done. Very well done. Being the rarest FPV model they ever made, you know, this is really a treat to be in the driver's seat, especially with this one, the way it's being built. It's bloody awesome. This thing is amazing. It really is. Just going again from third here. Wow. Yep. This is ridiculous. This car is totally just for the drags. Like, you got to take this thing to the drags. Like, you can actually drive it when it's just in drive, but my goodness, if you're trying to get this thing up into the boost and really gun it, wow. That's crazy. This thing is crazy. Wow, it's just a beautiful car to drive too. You know, there's no rattles in this thing. It feels so smooth on acceleration. The gearbox is phenomenal. Yeah, beautiful car, amazing. All right, so we've swapped seats now because I've had my little bit of fun in this thing and it's scary. So we got the owner here now. This is Damien. He's running the YouTube channel Final Form. Yeah, all about this car, drags, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
What you've done to this car, it's the nicest F6 I've had on the channel by far.
I don't want to aggravate anyone, but obviously with my taste, I think that's the case, but
Mate,
each to their own.
Just the look of it, the way this thing drives, it's going to take a lot to beat this thing. It would. And I think the power level, you've got it at that, you've somehow found a medium where you can still drive this thing normally when it's in drive, but then when you get it over into sport mode and you're running your own gears, it's just savage. Like,
yeah, so basically what I did is I didn't necessarily do all my own research as far as, you know, the outright performance of the car. I just went to Rob at Monster Talk.
Yeah.
I told him what I wanted. I said, what is, in your opinion, the ultimate true street car setup?
Yeah.
You know, so that's how he came up with the turbo combo, the auto combo. Yeah, we just went from there. It wasn't necessarily a package, but I just said I want something that can run high nines, and that's still drivable. It's tame when you want to cruise, and it's an animal when you want to get under it. So
yeah, well, hey, he's the guru out here, and this thing it's epic. Like, I'm really blown away how smooth it is at low speeds, how comfortable it is, and then again, when you gun it, it's doing 9 seconds, quarter mile. Like, this is ridiculous. It's scary fast.
Yeah. But it's controllable, you know, like the idea was to do the other things as far as braking, suspension,
Yeah.
you know, all these other little micro changes I've done just to try and make it functional. You know, I honestly think, and I've said it in one of my videos, something that enough Barra owners don't, or Barra Falcon owners really consider as being functional. You know, they all go for an outright power figure, but is it really faster?
Yeah.
In most cases, probably not. You know, so I wanted something that was actually, it ran the numbers and
gonna hook up.
did what it said it did.
That's it. So what actually have you done under the bonnet? Just briefly, you know, there's a lot of work done to this car, obviously.
Yeah, so at the moment it's still a stock bottom end Barra. So it's just the valve springs, head studs and billet oil pump. It's just the gears, no billet backing plate. That's enough for the moment, but the plan is to build that eventually.
Yeah.
It is a Monster Talk Stage 4 Plus ZF 6080 auto, which has the 6080 input. It's got exceeding clutch packs, Sonex bushings. Like, it's 1,000 horsepower plus rated. that box. It's also coupled with his stage 3 converter, which is a 3 to 3300 RPM stall in the converter, which was matched for the turbo size. So it's a Precision, as you mentioned, it's a Precision 6466 Gen 2 with a 0.97 rear housing, just because that's what sort of works with these engines. If you go too big, it makes them into a bit of a lag monster. So it's still really responsive with that size rear housing.
Yeah, and considering the power, it is actually not that laggy.
Yeah,
like you jump on it and this thing is very responsive.
So it comes on fully by about 3200 RPM.
Yeah.
And you start sort of building boost like about 2800, 2900 RPM. I've also got a final drive 1000 horsepower rated tail shaft and a true track diff center with the IMS twin bush diff hat. Just because with the stock LSD, they don't really want to track that straight, to be honest.
You need that in this car for sure. Yeah. The IMS hat, definitely. Like those diff bushes would be spaghettified, I think, after.
Well, not just that, because of the torque this thing makes, you're obviously going to get that twisting action. It's just, that translates to wheel spin. So you're flattening that out, and that's one of the reasons, it's trying to bring everything together that makes this car, in my opinion, what it is.
Yeah.
So.
And what other wheels you got on this again? Are they Vertinis?
Yeah, Vertini Magics. They're 20 by 8.5 front, 20 by 10 rear.
They're a good-looking wheel on this car.
Yeah, I think they're suited.
They suited a lot. And then you also did get the 17s recently for the drags, eh?
Yeah, I just got some 17 by 9 wheels, just for the drags. Like you mentioned, I'm going to be running Hoosiers on those. I tried the ET Streets, and they still weren't enough to tame this thing in second. So.
Yeah, second's the critical one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Comes on pretty aggressively.
This is a beast. Yeah. What a car, mate. When you picked this car up, was it basically stock?
Yeah, it was when I first bought this car almost 5 years ago. It was all stock except for it had a high flow cat modified dump.
Yep.
And it was tuned, and it made 297 kilowatts at the wheels when I bought it.
Yeah.
Which, to be honest, might sound great, but it was already too slow for me. So
yeah.
I did plan to keep it stock, but that didn't quite work out.
That's always what people say. Hey, yeah, I'm gonna keep it stock. Next week, there's a whole bunch of goodies rocking up to the doorstep.
It actually started, the first proper mod was the wheels.
Yeah.
It just sort of snowballed from there.
I do love the wheels on this thing. Now, we usually do 0 to 100s in this car, in these reviews, but judging by this car's outright just sheer insanity, it's just no much point in doing a 0 to 100 because, as you demonstrated to us earlier, it doesn't hook up in anywhere close to first and second. Yeah, I think in a 0 to 100 you'd probably be getting what, maybe a 7.
Yeah, it'd be the most spirited 7 second, 8 second 0 to 100.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Yeah, this is really a roll-on acceleration car, as with most high horsepower Barras. It's ridiculous.
Wrapping up this 755 rear wheel horsepower 1000 Newton meter F6E is seriously the stuff Barra dreams are made of. This is without a doubt the fastest accelerating FPV car I've ever been in, and the fact that it is still so livable just in drive goes to show you again just how good these really can be. So a huge thank you again to Damiens from Final Form for allowing me in the driver's seat. Thanks for watching, and we will see you guys on that next video.